to talk about the book that he wasn't reading.
So
The reason why I'm not talking about it is because the last thing you want to do is to think about economy if you start reading the book, which is why I took this book. And this is the book. So forget about Schumpeter. It's 700 pages and it has...
It was 600 pages a minute ago.
No, hang on. 700 pages, 600...
And again, that's not the book you're going to talk about. You're going to talk about followership.
Stop talking about this 900-page book.
We're living in a zap age, so you are able to finish it. 700 pages, of which 100 are footnotes and 600...
When you can't even finish one sentence, how are you going to finish sentence?
No! And I'm still holding this book, which is a book by a person called Barbara Kellerman. Followership. No, you don't know her. I know her, but you don't. Because I read the book. Barbara Kellerman.
She's written a few other books, has she?
She has written a few other books, and one of the books she has written has a wonderful title, Bad Leadership. What it is, how it happens, and why it matters. She is a professor at Harvard University, which is always good to have on the backside of a book, of course. But the nice thing about her is that she's not an economist or a manager. She's a political scientist. And so she approaches the notion of followership in a number of ways which are sort of different. First of all, she says that a lot of books are written about leadership. And she puts in the phrase that the leadership industry accounts for a total turnover of $60 billion a year. But a lot less is written about followership, which I think was also said by Gary Hamel, if I'm not mistaken, in The Future of Management, or one of the books we've spoken about earlier. Now, so she makes a mix here about what is a follower, why are we following, why should we following, what is so nice about following, and who are we following. And this is really a book what in nice English is called a comprehensive book, because she gets a lot of data in. And the data she gets in are from the industry. There's examples of Merck and of Coca-Cola, etc. Also about politics. There is a lot, of course, her being Jewish, about Nazi Germany. And first of all, the book, I mean, it starts with a wonderful story. And that story is worth telling if you want me, but you don't want me to tell it. And why am I going to? Always leave the audience. No, but we have.
No, sorry. Which story aren't you going to tell?
No, this is the story I want to tell, because to me it is the quintessence of followership. We have this notion that followership is a passive thing, so you just follow. And she tells a story about George Orwell, who was an English soldier, officer actually, stationed in Burma, present Myanmar. And at a certain time, he is called because at a market square in Burma, there is an elephant with an outrage. Elephants are very quiet animals, but from time to time, from an inexplicable reason, they start going totally berserk. And this elephant has already killed 2 people, and there is a whole market there going on, and it looked like there's a tragedy in the making. So he is called to come and shoot the elephant. So he's driving up there, and he's got all these people from Burma, anti-British as they are, calling upon him, a Briton, to shoot the elephant and to solve the problem. Now what happens is that by the time Orwell has arrived, the elephant is totally quiet. He's just an elephant and he's doing nothing. Yet he feels the urge, or he feels that everybody surrounding him, and they've called him to shoot the elephant, that he is in a dilemma. Because first of all, there is no reason to shoot an elephant. But secondly, the total tension is such that all people expect him to shoot the elephant. And at the end of the day, he shoots the elephant, which he didn't want to do. And then he drives back.
Nor did the elephant.
Nor did the elephant. Now, she uses that story as an example of the power of followership. Because where he is the leader, where his original intention was to lead and to do what his people asked, and because he had to do it, and he was the only one who could do it, there is a total turnaround of the situation. So I like that as a beginning. And like always, you go on reading at the beginning is nice. The good book about the good thing. What do you mean by that?
Because it's going on too long.
This thing. I mean, you're not going to use it.
I'm going to use it, but now you're. So this is.
I will now listen. I will now do a potted version, which is 15 seconds while you have to read. This is what you're after, because you're not after a good discussion. You are after a clip.
It's Reader's Digest.
I wanna have the synopsis. Give me the cookie. I don't want a meal. This is the sort of.
140 characters.
Okay, so I'll go to 140 characters.
Dirk, a Twitter.
This. I'll give you a Twitter. This now this pause is meant to make your work easier, so you can cut me, right? Barbara Kellersman followership is worth reading because it's an elaborate. Okay. Barbara Kellersman followership is one of the best books ever about followership. It's learned. It's full of good stories. And her being a political scientist makes the book use stories from the political world as well as from the industry. And the key question is, why do most followers follow their leaders?